Hi everyone. So today I wanted to talk about something that I've been struggling all through my life, and at this point I have started to regulate that. I understood that I'm doing it and I started regulating it. That is nothing but people pleasing. I never knew I was a people pleaser until a day came where I'm like, okay, what is this? So this happened not because I really wanted to do it, because of the childhood, growing up, the environment, the social setup, and everything. And as a child, I believed that the only way to get love is to prioritize others and to help them, and they have to all feel happy. That's when I take my love or my happiness from the outer world. So this led to continuous pain and pain and pain again and again, and I was starving. But this realization didn't hit there. It took me over 20 plus years to understand this is what I was doing. And at first, I started blaming myself. What is this? This is what I was doing. I was not genuine with people. But then I realized it's not my mistake. I was a little baby who grew up and who thought this is how life is supposed to be. And once this realization hit, I was very kind to myself and I took time. Sometimes you just need that realization and rest of the things will align. So I came up with certain micro and macro habits that helped me. But if you're somebody who's struggling with this, please know that it's not your mistake. That's how we get adapted, that's how we have conditioned to believe, to seek love and validation from external things. But one thing what I suggest is, if you're struggling to come out of it, you have to take therapy. You need a professional help who can help you understand your patterns and all of those things. Certain things that helped me, I'll share with all of you. Micro habits. First thing is, I sat with myself, a lot of silence. I gave myself a lot of time where it was just a quiet space. I sat with myself, eyes closed, and I was checking how my body feels, my nervous system. Trust me, that journey, I mean, it still continues. All these habits are not like you get it in one day. This is a constant work. And that regulation makes you understand how much of your nervous system is in flight, fight, and found mode, those survival modes. So you have to sit with yourself and give yourself time. And then the next one, I started brushing my teeth with my left hand. This is not just to regulate my brain, but to make certain small changes in the way I did things. I wanted to do something different. So I started with brushing my teeth with my left hand so I can focus. I'm here. And as a person, I used to always say sorry, even for breathing, even for walking. I used to, I'm sorry. I stopped doing that. You know what? I deserve space. I am here. I am a God's child and I'm here. I'm here to enjoy this life. I don't have to be sorry. So that thing, that habit, I'm still, sometimes it is conditioned, so conditioned for 20 plus years, and it just comes off. I'm like, no, you don't have to do that. I give myself time and I tell myself, you don't have to be sorry for this. Take your time. And the next one is, I used to always wear other people's clothes, like my mom's, brothers, husband's t-shirt and all of that. All of a sudden I was like, I want to create my own identity. I started wearing my own clothes. I stopped wearing other people's. I bought my own clothes. I started, grooming myself, getting, I cut my hair short. I wanted to have, okay, I want to do something for myself. So that physical grooming gives you a lot of confidence. It is not to show the outer world, oh, you know what, I did this. No, it is for you to feel yourself. Like, what do you like? Do you like to wear a skirt? Wear your skirt. Do you like to wear, what do you like to do? Do that to your body. It makes a huge difference. And most of the time, I used to take, 5 to 10 minutes in my day, and I sit in front of a mirror. I look at myself. I look at my eyes. I look at my eyebrows. I look at my lips. I look at my face. I feel so good. Oh my God, all these years, I haven't seen you. Like, it feels so nice to see yourself. So, that is a very powerful technique to do. And then, um, what did I do? And certain sentences that helped me, I used to sit with myself and I place my hand over my heart and I say, I'm sorry, I'm here, you're safe right now, and I love you. This makes your soul, your inner child, feel much, much, much better, because there is trust, there is safety, and you don't have to worry about the external world. And some of the macro habits, there are more micro habits. Once you start doing it, you will explore your own ways to connect with yourself, your body, your mind, your emotions, your soul. Certain macro habits. As a person, I used to always put myself in the social setup as a joke. Like everybody, I used to, it's not that I realized I was doing this, but I wanted others to be happy. So I always made fun of myself, and this gave them the opportunity to cross the boundary and make fun. And then I used to feel sad. Why are they doing this? Why are they doing this? And I used to think, okay, they don't like me. They don't like me. They don't like me. When I stopped putting myself as a joke in front of people, immediately I had my boundaries with everybody. So when you think that you love people by making them laugh, you are putting yourself as an object for others to play around. So never do that. You should always carry yourself with so much of self-worth and self-value. Only then the external people knows how to value you. So never put yourself as a joke in front of people make uh, to make them laugh. That doesn't work. That's not a nice way to do. And when you do this, you automatically create boundaries. And this boundary is very important, especially for me as an artist. When somebody compliments or when somebody criticizes my work, or as a person my characteristics, I do not take it too close into my intimate circle. I keep it in my personal cycle, and I think, does this make sense? Is there something that I can pick from this? And is there something that I have to not bother about? So always have that boundary. Do not take everything personally, because it is coming from an external person, and that external person's eyes, the way they look, is all because of their growing up, their conditioning. So it does not have to make sense to you. So most of the time, the world will have 100 opinions. That's all their experiences and their output, what is coming to you. So sit and think if this makes sense to you. Only then take it inside. And I wanted to be a very perfect child. Even till, even now, I have a tendency to do everything perfectly. I want everything to be in lines. I started doing things slow. I'm like, it's okay. It's okay to make mistake. It's okay to sleep even 5 minutes ahead of your alarm clock. It doesn't matter. It's okay to be imperfect. And if you're somebody who is very lazy, your lesson is the other way around. You have to build self-discipline. I am somebody who wants everything to be very perfect. Oh, I have to do this, do that. I'm like, no, relax. So that makes a lot of difference. And journaling. Journaling is a beautiful way to understand yourself. Sometimes the outer mind doesn't know what is happening in your subconscious and unconscious. So when you start writing, there is somebody inside, that's your inner child, who starts telling you a lot of things. So all these things are guided in when you go for therapy, how to deal with it, how to write, and all of those things. But if you don't want to do a therapy, but if you just want to write also, you can do it, and you will know more about yourself. And the next one is therapy, which is a professional setup, and they are more guided. They know how to do this very structurally, and it'll be a very helpful tool. But people have the stigma of therapy. What that does that mean I have some issues with my brain and mind and all of that? No, therapy is not like that. Therapy is something that, just like how you have your physical checkup for your body, it's just that way, where you have to, in 6 months, if you feel like you can manage your stress levels and all of that, at least in 6 months once, you have to meet a therapist and have a check. Am I doing okay? Am I doing everything in a nicer way? Am I harming myself? Am I being rude to other people? So all these things has to be kept in check. And then the next one is, I prioritized myself over anybody in my life, be it my parents, sibling, my husband, my in-laws, friends. Everybody used to be first for me, even before myself. Now they all come secondary. Even if I choose myself and it's hurting them, I don't lose that. I don't feel bad about it. I'm like, no, I've not seen this person, this inner self, all these while, and I have to prioritize myself, and I give myself so much time and space for me to be myself. Only then I'm able to love them from a place of love. Otherwise, it's all scarcity inside. I cannot do that. That's what I was been doing all these 20 plus years that happened here in this physical world. And we all come with our insecurities and darker side. So it's very important for us to sit and know that as a person, I do have anger, I do have jealousy, I do have a lot of faults that I find in other people. But these are all information for us to look within. Whatever you say about other people, no, those are actually your own responsibility. That's happening within you. You have to sit with your darker side and understand, why am I feeling this way? What is leading me? Most of the time, it is not even your present situation, it is your childhood. So sit with your darker side, and you are a person with both light and shadow. You need to merge and accept both your sides. The next one is, I was a social media addict, especially Instagram, Reels, and all of that. I stopped drastically. I'm like, no, that's taking most of my time, and I'm so addicted that I can't even pull back and do things that make sense to me. So I logged my social media app. I have certain time limit what I use in the morning and the evening, and that's it. I do not sit with it. And the moment I start, feeling okay, I'm sitting too much, I put my phone aside and I walk and I do something else. So it's very important to distract yourself from noise, because right now the world is filled with noise, people, pollution, vehicles, social media. So you have to find time for yourself and sit with yourself. Once you start doing these small things and macro and micro habits, you will figure out your own way to navigate. And sometimes you will fall. These are all like everyday habits. Sometimes you lapse again, you relapse again, and you feel like, okay, I'm going into the same pattern. It's okay. It's okay. Be kind to yourself. You will come back. And anytime you feel, okay, I need to have somebody, always have somebody to talk to and take help.